Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Road to Completion, the series that dives deep into the process of achieving that elusive, challenging, and time-consuming 100%. This is episode 18 of MegaMan Battle Network 4 Red Sun version. So, let's take a moment to do a quick recap of last episode's progress, shall we? Because of BN4's peculiar progression system, back in episode 17 we found ourselves at the starting point of the adventure once more. Not everything was lost on the way though, as all battle chips, navicast programs and upgrades are still with us in this second run. That first chapter of this hard mode run was almost one-on-one with its normal mode counterpart. However, with pickups being restocked and enemies getting a nice power buff, we still managed to get closer to a complete library. I cleaned up the entirety of ACDC and town areas except for PMDs and Nebula code rewards, and defeated, on quotes, Shademan once more. Now we move on to the first chapter that finally brings new content to the table. So, on with the show. After the usual cutscene about Naxxa's plans to stop the meteor, the DenCity Tournament is up ahead, and if luck is on our side, we'll get some new scenarios to play through. But before that, preliminary rounds are coming up first. Head to Dentown Square to find the chairman of the tournament, and he'll ask Lan to hurry and register his name to participate. So let's do just that. Now, with Jummon's passcode in hand, I can now access Town Area 2 from their homepage. Next station will be Town Area 3, but as always, on the way there, make sure to pick all green mystery data you can find. You might get some nice tips like Mocha Rush 2 here. Go to this Navi at the end of Town 3, register the name you like the most, and then jack out because it's time to clear those preliminary rounds. Just like last time, there are 3 NPCs next to the tournament chairman, each of them with a quest. It's the exact same as normal mode, so let's quickly go through the steps of each objective. The first mission, given by this blonde guy here, requires Lan to find a place called Metar Village and bring back a data disk. The only one who knows the location of said place is apparently a really hyper Navi. So head to ACDC Area 2 and talk to this purple Navi who will give you the second clue. And then go back to Town Area 2 to the lower route to find this green Navi who finally gives you the location of Metar Village. You can now jack out, go upstairs, and jack into this giant screen. We've been here before, remember? Yep, this is Metar Village. There's a heal Navi here that holds the data disk we need to recover, and even if he gives it out really quickly, he plans on thrashing the place down. So yeah, let's teach him a lesson. He'll be guarded by 2 spikies. If you got through a folder, this fight should be really easy. I had a nice draw on the first turn, activating Windsoul, which combos really nicely into Gandalf Soul EX for a quick kill. And that was the longest subquest of this chapter, so let's see what the other 2 are all about. Give the blonde guy his disc and talk to the doctor. He'll task you with finding 2 specific bugs that you can find on the real world. The first one is inside Jay's house, under the cushion. And the second one is here inside this specific tree at ACDC Town. Last but not least, this woman will ask you a random question like those quiz guys we've seen on past games. Answer it right and she'll take you to a survival battle with 3 rounds. So let's see how this one went for me. First battle is composed of 3 Metars. Gatsman gave me a pretty bad pattern, but full custom helped me to find Airhawk 1 to cause some nice damage, and with a few buster shots, it's done. Second fight is just you versus 2 spikies like before, And again, Candle Soul EX made quick work of them. Last but not least, the third battle has a Meteor V2, a Silly and a Gloomer. Variable Sword and Invis would have helped me to take down the first two if I hadn't missed the input, so Buster Shots and Airhawk turned into a nice plan B. Lan gets qualified for the tournament, and then Dome is now unlocked on the map screen. So let's go there, shall we? Remember to jack into the hot dog stand to find a BMD with Seni inside, and then do the same with the Drinks machine. There's an HP memory there. Now there's nothing else to find here for now, so just go straight and check those pairings for the tournament. Let's see what we've got. Luckily, we got a nice seat for this tournament, and Lan's first opponent is SparkMan. His operator will be just outside. Talk to him, and now a cutscene will happen. Well, guess what? He wasn't joking. Both of my folders are now locked, leaving me with a really shitty chipset to play around with. Because that's not a good sight, let's find someone who can fix this mess, okay? Even if clues are really vague, you're supposed to talk to this lady next to the special trader in Den Town, who will point you to this old man, the owner of Jomon Electronics. So now, normally you will have to go and check a few different places to find out which numbers form the 7-digit code. But because that is as boring as it sounds like, let's cheat. So the password is supposed to be randomized, but there is a way to brute force through the process of looking out for those numbers. First off, try using any of the 3 codes that we'll show you on screen right now. These are somewhat common, so maybe you'll just get through on the first try. If you don't, however, there is still another trick. You'll notice how JomonMan here will comment on how many digits you got right. So if those codes fail, you can still find out which numbers are wrong, and move them around until you decipher the right values. In my case, that last one gave me 6 out of 7 right numbers. Thus, by playing around with them, I found out how the second digit was wrong, and after a few tries, I found the actual code 1563546. Now that the folder is unlocked, you can head straight for the Dendome Stadium and fight SparkMan. Though, don't forget to equip back your main folder, or else you're gonna pay the price, trust me. Okay, let's fight. I'm using my second folder for this, so I got Thunder Soul on my first turn. I was hoping for God Soul instead, but this will do. SparkMan is quite an annoying target, jumping around the field and dropping these mines that will stop right in front of MegaMan and then cause a cross-shake explosion. As you can see, stunning this guy will give you some time to hit him more reliably. Watch out for his Thunder Snake attack though, because it can throw you off like what happened to me here. I was having a tough time because my better chips took their time to appear on the custom screen, until H-Burst suddenly decided to show up. Even if I didn't manage to get all the hits to count, it helped me to turn the scales back in my favor. I finally got God Soul on this turn, though SparkMan is now on low health, meaning he gets access to this attack where he uses MegaMan's Shadow to attack. You can dodge this by just moving to the back row before the flash happens, but after a nice Thunder plus Vulcan combo, SparkMan is done, for now at least. Yes, foreshadowing. Oh, and yeah, remember to jack into the battle machine. There is a backfrag in there. Next up in the tournament is Ponta, a normal Navi who's operated by this little girl called Yuko. After playtime, Lan will receive a call from his mother, saying that there's someone at home who wishes to see him. The visitor turns out to be Yuko's father, who sends us in a mission to find the ghost Navis that have appeared thanks to his daughter's powers. Weird, isn't it? So let's see where those are hiding then. Go and jack into Lan's PC because we are going to have a nice stroll through the internet. So, the crystal is supposed to tell you how close you are to the ghost Navis. Once it turns red, pressing A should reveal them, but let me just tell you about their exact locations. First one is next to the nebula door at ACDC Area 1. Second one is behind the net dealer at ACDC Area 2, to his dismay. Third one is at the top left corner of ACDC Area 2, right next to the blue door. Fourth one is at the top right corner of ACDC Area 3, north of the nebula door, and... Oh boy, seems like I accidentally stepped into a battle with the stronger version of SparkMan, called SparkMan Beta. That's so nice, isn't it? So let's see how it turned out for me. I risked getting smacked in the face on the first turn, but a nicely timed variable sword gave me full synchro to play with. Sadly, I lost it before using AHOC 3, which I also missed. So yeah, I honestly thought I was going to lose this fight, and then I had a nice stroke of luck. I was lucky enough to draw all 3 Gandul soul chips, creating Pile Driver, a new program advance for our completion list. And also 100 damage to SparkMan's face and butt cheeks, yeah. By the way, to get this PA to work, you'll need enough space on the field for the lasers to spawn. If not, you'll be wasting 3 strong chips. Thankfully, a few turns later, I was finally able to defeat him, adding his chip to the Mega Library. However, this feels like an empty victory, because by winning this fight, encounters in ACDC Area 3 have become some sort of ticking time bomb that can potentially end with me getting my ass kicked by a beefed up SparkMan. Why, you ask? Let me introduce you to today's quick tip. Since the very first game, bosses in the Battle Network series have appeared in multiple versions. Of course, both counterparts of the 4th game are no different in that aspect. However, the way bosses upgrade their strength across multiple encounters has changed quite a lot. Using BN3 as a comparison, the first trilogy had 3 different versions of each Navi boss. Their normal encounter was featured at the end of a chapter, acting as the final test of each dungeon. Then, once a boss meets its defeat, a stronger version will appear as a set encounter at a specific point of the internet. These guys are referred to as Alpha Navis, sporting higher HP values, increased attack power, and sometimes new attack patterns. For example, Gutsman Alpha will crack all panels when using his hammer, instead of just a single row. Once you're done with them, an even stronger incarnation of each boss will become part of the area's random encounters. These are Beta Navis, a final third form with even more HP, new moves, and, using Gutsman as an example again, sometimes they get access to battle chips during the fight, or even program advances like C-Punch. So, the first trilogy had the standard fight as a boss, the Alpha stronger set encounter on the net, and a final beta form as a random battle in that safe area. In Japan, these forms are called B1, B2, and B3. Quite simple, isn't it? And then, just for BN3, bosses had a 4th and final version, called Omega Navis on the localized version and SP in Japan. Yeah, just like that dumbass YouTuber. Omega bosses were used as a post-game secret, having use of all their beta versions tools, even higher HP and maximum attack power. So, why am I telling you this? Well, because PM4 had to make some adjustments to the system because of, you know, its unusual main campaign. This system has been replaced Battle Network 4 still has 3 versions of each boss, Normal, Alpha and Beta, although they are used in a radically different manner. You will fight the normal version on Game 1, Alpha in Game 2, and finally Beta in Game 3. But then, what about those set encounters, right? The game will use Beta Navis as set encounters after each boss gets defeated at the tournament. And if you thought that was it, oh boy, BN4 has Omega Navis too. You know those post-game jacked up bosses that we just talked about? Well, their equivalent will spawn as a random encounter as soon as you take down a Beta Navi, just like we did with SparkMan right here. What this means is that on Game 1, you can potentially run into a post-game encounter by just walking through the net. That's great, isn't it? So what I will recommend you to do is to save really often if you happen to be around an area that hides an Omega Navi, and try to defeat the bosses once your playthrough is almost done. Okay, did you get all of that? Now let's get back to the show. Okay, now back on track. Talk to the 4th Ghost Navi here, take down the viruses that he will spawn, and let's find the rest. The 5th one is here at the entrance of Town Area 1. The 6th one is past the entrance of Town Area 2, right next to the blue door. This one also spawns viruses, so watch out. And finally, the 7th and last Navi is located here, left of the northern teleporter at Town Area 2. He will also trigger a battle. Okay, with all ghosts having dealt with, let's inform Yuko's dad about the results. Now, ghost hunting done, it's time to head to the dome and have a nice fight. We are now at a point where normal Navis are usually not that big of a threat, though Ponta has a few hidden tricks up his sleeve. You can see he used Fanfare to give himself some invincibility, and because I was using Wind Soul I couldn't cause big damage to Trumpy. He made this even worse by using Blinder to his moves, and then using Fan after I managed to get rid of the Trumpet. Still, nothing that a nice Disc of Death and a Charge Shot can fix. We win this one. Okay, that escalated very quickly. On to the finals. The game has been really nice to me at this tournament, giving us 3 new scenarios to play through. FireMan will be our rival in the finals, so let's see how both him and Mr. Match are doing since their last incident. This is a very cutscene heavy arc with a lot of dialogue, so right now you just need to talk to the girl at the hot dog stand to progress the plot. Jacking into the stance grill reveals that a virus is apparently behind its issues. So let's go who virus is busting. Even after that, the grill is still messed up, and because Mr. Match is the only one who knows how to fix it, our next task is to find where he's gone to. The clues are somewhat hard to find, though you just need to go inside Dome and talk to the referee. He'll give you the fire ID that Match has dropped, and now we can go straight to ACDC Area 3. First, you might be wondering why I'm jacking into Jamon instead of something that's closer to that. Well, now that we are at the end of the tournament, we can go to the lower part of Town Area 2 and buy the board part for the Sea Slider. Yeah, that doesn't get carried over to Game 2. Once you get to ACDC Area 3, head towards the spot where the net dealer with the recovery patch used to be, and use the Fire ID to open the door. Here is where FireMan is hiding. With Match now aware of the problem, it's time to head back to the hot dog stand and see what's going on. And that should be it, right? Well, guess what? We need to get rid of those igniters first. Each of them will trigger a virus battle with fire-type enemies, so let me tell you where to find them. After the first one, found in the bag right outside the entrance to the battle room, the rest are here at the drink machine, on the corner of the entrance desk, inside the flowers at the center, and behind this wall. Now that all igniters are done, Mr. Match's gang still has a plan B. As Match himself says, you need to defuse 20 bombs in a row. Yeah, in a row. Miss one and the count starts over. Also, random encounters are not disabled, so always try to remember where you left off between fights. It's a pain, I know. If you always go straight for the smallest bomb first, you shouldn't have any issues with this minigame. Be careful though, because the hitboxes are really janky and you can lose some precious time. Once those 20 bombs are done, there's one last battle with 2 spikies and a Volgear EX. Okay, that sure was a lot of work, wasn't it? Let's have a clean fight now, for once. FireMan behaves very similarly to his Battle Network 1 counterpart. His bomb attack has a nice telegraph, and firearm is simple enough to dodge. I was able to take him down rather quickly with airhawks and a few mega chips, so I'm sure he will handle the situation with ease, even on game 1. It's probably the easiest boss in the game. With Fire Soul now available, that concludes the DenCity Tournament. That's another big chapter out of the way. As you can tell, the library stood more or less the same across the whole episode, but don't you worry, next time we'll see some newcomers to the list. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you had a nice time following this guide, and for next episode I'll finally have my new mic with me, so you can expect a decent jamming quality. So take care and see you soon.